Well, hello one all, welcome to another Takeover Tour recap here on the Purple Rain podcast. There's so much to say about this game. I mean, oh my god, I'm literally still gagged, I'm shaking, my jaw is literally put on the floor. Oh my god, there's so much to say about what we saw when down in D.C. last night. We're not going to be able to cover it all today. We are just not. But wow, we're literally recording this the day after the game, and oh my god, Washington, what have you done? No, seriously, what have you guys done? Because this now just throws a wrench into everything. Wow. So yeah, so We'll cover that in a separate episode. Obviously we're going to reference it in a moment, but we will cover that in a separate episode. We can give it more chance to talk about them further. But obviously, for us as a Pebble Trio, we are now literally trying to scramble to work out where that fourth market could now be. Because I do not know how you can deny giving DC a team when they pulled out a crowd of that size, and it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's just mind blowing. But anyway, so we're gonna get down to it. We had the Victoire on the Sirens in what was actually quite a thrilling game. Actually, despite being quite a low scoring affair, DC pretty much got it all. They literally pretty much had anything and everything in that game. There's even like a brawl that happened towards the end there, but kind of ignited for no goddamn reason, didn't it? And then of course it drowned out the because the crowd was so loud in that game, you could at times hear the horn. So we didn't really knew that the horn went to signal the end of the game, because the crowd were acting this massive brawl that was going on. Literally by Chaos Board, and a lot of penalties got handed out here. If you go on the game center, you look at the score sheet, you will see at the end of it, 20 minutes, it's like penalty, literally penalties left, right, center. Yeah, crazy. It was a crazy night. Anyway, so New York Sirens, so New York earned 2-1 win Montreal in record-setting game in D.C. The PWHL made its debut in Washington D.C. on Sunday afternoon and set a U.S. women's hockey attendance record with a crowd of 17,228 at Capital One Arena for the PWHL Takeover Tour, presented by BJ's Wholesome Club. The game featured the New York Sirens relying on their standout rookies to guide the offense in a 2-1 win over the Montreal Victoire. First overall pick, Christina Kasinokova added to her strong rookie campaign with her second power play goal of the season. Just 124 is the first period, bringing her goal total to 8th on the season. Montreal's Maggie Flaherty made sure the Victoire got on the board in the opening frame with a power play goal of their own in the last minute of play. It's true, we collectively felt that was a bad penalty for the Sirens to take. I mean, yes, obviously there was a hit that happened while they're players, but you don't retaliate in such a way that then causes you to then have to take a penalty of your own. I mean, there's sticking up for your teammate, and then there's taking the unnecessary penalty that could cost you a goal. Now, yes, the jailbreak goal obviously is in play, but you can't always rely on that. It's not always a guarantee, especially as some teams really do struggle to get the jailbreak goal. So, you can't really rely on that as a factor, but we just thought it was a bad penalty, and I clapped when that goal got scored. I mean, technically I had no interest in this game, but I clapped when the Victoire scored, because I thought that's a bad penalty for the Sirens to give up there. So I literally clapped on that goal and thought, yeah, it deserved to be a tie game. But Victoire made the Sirens pay. He had to make them pay there. Right, so they did. The Sirens reclaimed their lead in the second period at 14:47 when Anne Shirkowski scored the game-winning goal. The first of her career when she redirected a shot from Peyton Levi quickly off the draw. Sarah Fillier recorded her second assist of the game on the play. Early lesbians gave Montreal their best chance with 26 saves between the pipes in her first loss since the Victoires matchup against Tio on December 27 at the Bell Centre. Kate Osborne stood strong once again in goal, stopping 31 of 32 shots for the Sirens in her 7th win in 13 consecutive starts this season. I think the trio need to come on and do an episode about that, because we've made our points, but it's very clear. I think we might have a conversation about this. Starting netminders constantly for so many games in a row. We might do an episode on that. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. The victory moves the Sirens into second place in the standings with points in 6 straight games, while Montreal drops down to 4th with their first loss in 4 games. The teams will meet again following Milano Cortina on February the 26th. That's at the Prudential Centre, and I believe that is the first game back from Milano Cortina. New York heads back home to host Ottawa on Tuesday for a 7 p.m. Eastern start, and the first matchup against the Charge since their season opener on November 22nd. Montreal will head out to Minnesota to face the Frost on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern puck drop. Okay, we'll get to the quotes now. We're going to start with New York, and we first up have New York alternate captain Sarah Fillier on the atmosphere and crowd in Washington D.C. It was awesome in the third when they were singing along during play. It's an incredible feeling as a player to know fans are excited to show up, support women's hockey, and watch the product we put on the ice. Speaking specifically about this crowd, I don't think I've ever seen that many people at warm-ups with signs along the glass for us. You can tell there's a lot of passion in this in this city for sports, and especially for women's sports. It was a great crowd, and it would be awesome to come back and play here. Next up, Sirens forward Peyton Levi on the difference between this year's team and last year's team. Obviously, we have a completely different group, and that starts there. Some of the leaders in the locker room have stepped up, and we've matured in understanding situations like being on the power play with 2 minutes left, controlling the puck and being smart about how we close out games. That growth has led to us playing a more mature game late and being able to come away with tight wins. We're going to move on to Montreal now, and first up we've got their head coach, Corey Cheverett, on getting a penalty in the final. Did she? In the final minutes of the game with the team down by 1 goal. We can't win hockey games when that type of stuff happens, but I would have loved for our group to have shown the emotion that they showed in the scrum at the end of the game all the way through, because that is the type of fight, grit, passion, determination, fight tooth and nail for absolutely everything. Nothing is given in this league. You have to earn absolutely every inch of ice, and whether and when we decide to figure that out, we're going to be a very scary team. And the last quote comes from, of course, Victoire forward Hedy Skamura on the PHL breaking the US attendance record in a city that is so special to her. It was a pretty special moment for me, for sure. I knew they would show up, but I think this exceeded everyone's expectations. And to beat the US record as much as they did, it's just incredible. The energy that they brought, I mean, that was the loudest they've ever been. I heard people from the Caps say that was as loud as they've been all season. So I think it's a testament to the people we have in our city. Yeah, I have to agree when they say how loud it was. If you ever watched a Capitals game, a Capitals home game, I should say, you know how loud that building gets. I remember in the 2018 Stanley Cup final, that arena was loud from start to finish. And I think in a way, it's kind of a shame that the Capitals didn't get to win that on home soil, because I could just imagine that crowd would have just been absolutely just completely insane. And right, so yeah, so we knew we were in for a loud venue, but I don't think any of us were expecting the US attendance record to get beaten, especially given how the US markets right now on this tour have not provided the goods. Looking at you, Chicago. Looking at you. Alright. So, and we knew that Washington was selling quite well. We didn't think it would be that well. And of course, I'm going to talk more about this in a separate episode, because I think the attendance record, it needs to be its own separate video. I can't make it the focus on the recap, because we need to focus on the game itself. So we'll do it as another episode. Yeah, but honestly, just crazy. Our jaws, literally, when we heard that, was just like on the floor. It was just like, oh my god, wow. Right, we'll finish all the notables, and then I'll do some final thoughts on DC, because I think they're gonna get a team. I think they're getting a team. They're getting a team, guys. DC's getting a team. Right, notables. So this was the highest attended in arena game in US women's hockey history, with the crowd of 17,228, surpassing the previous record of 16,014 that was set on Black Friday when the Seattle Torrent hosted the Minnesota Frost for their inaugural home opener at Clyde Pledge Arena. The first ever PHL contest played in Washington D.C. ranks 10th all-time in league attendance. All 9 games of the 2025-26 PWHL Takeover Tour have been decided by 1 goal. New York set a new team record with points in 6 straight games, beating their previous 5-game point streak between January 28th and February 23 of 2024. With 5 straight games beyond regulation, Aura is the only other team with a 6-game points streak this season, going 2-4-0-0 from December 21 to January 11. The Sirens have won both of their Takeover Tour games this season, previously earning a 4-3 win over Seattle in Dallas on December 28th. This was Montreal's first Takeover Tour loss of the season. They previously beat Toronto in a shootout in Halifax on December 17th. That's to open the tour. And then defeated Vancouver 1-0 in Quebec City literally last week. Literally this time last week. This time last week we're recording the recap for Quebec. So there you go. So the Big 12 suffered their first loss since they last played New York on January the 2nd in their 7th straight game decided by a single goal. A new team record for the longest streak of regular season games decided by 1 goal or a shootout. The Sirens have scored at least 2 goals in 7 consecutive games this season, breaking their previous team record 6-game streak between January 1st and January 20 of 2024. New York is undefeated in games where the team outshot by their opponent this season. They have just 3 wins in 8 games when outshooting their opponent. Christina Katanokava's goal was her 8th of the season and 5th in her last 5 games, the most among PWHL rookies and the second most among all PWHL skaters. The Sirens' first overall pick is now tied with teammate Casey O'Brien for the most points among all rookies this season, with 8 in 13 games. Both players have 2 power play goals, accounting for all 4 Sirens goals with the player advantage this season. Ansha Krosky scored the first goal and 5th point of her PWHL career in her 13th game, making her the 10th PWHL rookie to reach the 5-point mark this season. The Sirens' second round pick previously nabbed a point in the team's last game against Montreal on January 2nd at Prudential Centre. Steph notched her first multi-point game of the season and 8th of her career with 2 assists on the day. The Sirens' alternate captain has now reached 6 assists this season, all in the team's last 5 games as the home team. She co-led the league with 16 assists in 2024-25. Maggie Flaherty recorded the first power play goal of her career and second tally against New York through 12 games as a member of the Victoire, exceeding her goal totals in each of her first 2 seasons with Minnesota. The virtual defender has points in back-to-back games for the 2nd time this season and just the 3rd time in her career, and with 4 points has doubled her offensive production from the 24-25 campaign in 10 fewer games. Kate Osborne produced her fourth game with at least 30 saves this season in her record 13th consecutive start for the Sirens, matching her 30 plus save performances in 10 games as a rookie. Last season, today was the New York Netminders' fifth outing this season where she allowed one or fewer goals. Deny D.C suffered her first loss since the Victoire's matchup against TO on December 27, ending a 3-game win streak. The Montreal goaltender has not surrendered more than 2 goals in any of her 10 starts this season. Katie Talbot snagged her first power play assist of the season and 4th overall to lead all Victoire defenders in the category. The Canadian veteran is one of 10 PHL defenders to compile at least 5 points this season. Hayley Scamara produced her second power play assist of the season and 3rd overall to reach assists for her career. The DC area product now has 4 points in 12 games to surpass the 3 she recorded in 25 games between Toronto and Ottawa last season. Maya Neelan Person earned a secondary assist to end a 5-game point drought. Her last assist on December 21 was also a power play helper scored by Katanokpa. The Sirens defender is now halfway to the 6 points she recorded in 23 games during her 2024-25 rookie campaign. Peyton Levi tallied her 3rd assist in 13 games this season and her first point since the Sirens last faced Montreal on January 2nd at Prudential Centre, bringing her season points total to 6, which is tied for the 4th most on the team. The former Ohio State Buckeye is now 1 assist away from her career high assist total in 30 games last season. And finally, Laura Stacey led all skaters with 2 shots on goal, reaching the mark for the 2nd straight game and lead the PHL with 54. That just leads to do the 3 stars of the game. The 3rd star, Sarah Filet for New York. The 2nd star, Kate Osborne for New York. And the 1st star, Anne Sholowski for New York. Okay, schedules for New York. Tuesday, January 20, versus Ottawa at 7 p.m. Eastern. For Montreal, Wednesday, January 21, at Minnesota, 7 p.m. Eastern. That, I believe, is going to be midnight our time here in the UK. And that's going to be a really, really tough one to start our 3-game homestand before Milano Cortina. But let's just finish off the fire thoughts. Oh my god, DC, did you blow us all away? Literally, you blew us all away. And I cannot deny that this market deserves a team. I'm going to do an episode, we're going to cover that and tennis as a whole. I can't see how you deny a team in this market now. I really don't. I mean, you could feel it. Before the attendance was announced, you could feel, okay, this kind of feels like a really big crowd. Maybe but maybe the 14, 15,000 mark. We were not expecting 17! 17. When our attendance was announced, our jaws literally just dropped because we couldn't. We knew Washington was selling well. We just didn't expect it was selling that well. And you do have to wonder, because I believe I did say on the show, it's on the record. I do believe I did say that I don't see the record where it got set in Seattle. I don't see that getting beaten. And here we are now, pretty much 2 months on from that Black Friday game, and it's been beaten. And it's been beaten, as we would say here in Blighty, it's been beaten by a country mile. Okay? It literally has. So I can't sit here and say that Washington doesn't deserve a team when DC literally pulled a crowd like that, and you just felt the energy. It was just, wow. And, yeah, that is just incredible. And it really has now thrown a wrench into things, because I was kind of hoping that when you look at expansion for the eastern side, you've got that cupboard with likes of Halifax and Hamilton and Quebec, and the focus should be on for the west coast. It should be US teams, so Denver one, and then I don't know who else it could be. Maybe look at say Wisconsin, because I don't think Chicago, Dallas, or St. Louis have done enough to prove they deserve one. Maybe go Wisconsin, given how strong that market is. With some of their programs. Yeah, but I don't think we can deny that Washington is going to get a team. And the fact that the league's kind of put themselves in these corners, like saying, oh, we need to try and balance between US and Canada, or we should maybe try and go more West Coast. It's like, well, all I'm going to say, I'm glad it's not me who's deciding who gets teams. Okay, especially if we are going to go for 4. All I'm going to say, thank God it's not me, because I don't think I could do it. I couldn't. So, all I'm going to say is thank God it's not me having to decide who should get a team. But I strongly do believe now that we are going to go back to Washington. Washington is going to get a team. Okay, I will be very surprised if when we do get expansion news, I'll be very surprised if Washington's not there. Because how can you deny this market a team when they have literally shown you that they are ready and willing to support the PWHL in their backyard? Okay, it is not every day we are going to get 17,000 people at a game. It's not going to happen every time. We'd love that, but it's not going to happen every time. So when the market shows up, like we saw last year with Vancouver, when Vancouver posted 19,000 people. When the market shows up, you have to basically go sit like, oh, be bothered, right, go, right, oh, you have to look and go, right, okay, pay attention, look at that, and go, right, okay, let's hear from you. So, I hope DC have put a bid in, because I have heard that there have been bids submitted. The expansion process is definitely underway. And I think I am fairly confident in saying that we are going to go back to DC. Okay? We will be back. We will be back. We will be back. And if I was Montreal, I'd be starting to think, maybe we should look at protecting Hades Gamora. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, just honestly, I'm just blown away by that, and it was just incredible. Another incredible moment for women's hockey. You know, it's just amazing to see, you know, how far we are growing as a game, as a sport. It's just brilliant to see. It really is absolutely brilliant to see. So, wow! And what a way to kick off this third quarter and the second half of the Takeover Tour. Because obviously this was game 9 of 16. We are now very much in the second half of the Takeover Tour. Although there aren't that many first-time cities left to go. I think now we've only got 2 more first-time cities on this tour. That's going to be Winnipeg, which will be the first Takeover Tour game after we are back from Minneapolis. That's on the 22nd of March. And then Calgary, which I believe is April 1st. Those are the 2 other cities that are first-timers. Everyone else has already had a go. But yeah, oh my God, Washington. absolutely just incredible. Incredible. You guys, you've blown us all away, and you have pretty much all but guaranteed we are going to be coming back to DC very, very, very soon. So next up, we have the first of 2 Takeover Tour games in Denver this season. It's the last Takeover Tour game before we head out to the Olympics, and it's going to be a cracker. It is the Seattle Torrent and the Vancouver Golden Eyes going head to head. So that's going to be really exciting. And I hear we're going to have a very good crowd. The tickets have been selling quite well for this game, which is good. Especially how there's going to be an FL game going on beforehand. The Broncos are playing. Don't ask what they're playing for. I don't do football. The Broncos are going to be playing at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, and then this game between the Torrent Golden Eyes is set to go off at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. And already the AFLs are trying to make my blood boil. You try to get a rile out of me. It ain't going to work, so fuck off. It's like, oh, there's a game going on between the AFL going on next week. I think the team is going to do this. Like, no, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Don't even try it. Any Broncos or AFL fans who want to try and get a rile out of me this week, don't try it, because I will come back at you with receipts. In fact, that's my rule. Last year, when the league went to Denver, there was an AFL game going on at the same time, and yet we still got more than 14,000 people showing up to Ball Arena, and that was a new record at the time. So, don't say to me this week, because there's an AFL game on, you might not go crowd. No. I know this game. I know my league. I know what we're capable of. And if you go on Ticketmaster, you'll see there isn't that much availability left for this game coming up over the weekend. Alright? So, don't try. Okay? Do not even try. You AFLers, you footballers. You football hookers. Don't even try to mess with me, okay? Because you've not got a clue how our sport works, okay? I've been involved with the women's game now for 16 years. I know my game. I know my league, okay? Inside out. So, all you football hookers out there, do not even try to rile me up. Because you won't like it, okay? You will not like it, alright? I literally saw it yesterday in the build-up to the Seattle-Boston game. And it's like, straight away, it's like, no. So any football hooligan this week tries to post, oh, well, hang on, there's a game going on at the same time, Takeover Tour going on. I'll shut you down. I will shut you down. Okay? In fact, no, let's not shut you down. I will take you down. Okay? So, I'm literally trying to stop myself quoting K-pop. Oh, you're the... So I'm gonna have to do it. Oh, you're the man. Like holding a hand. Look at all the messes that you're fooling. But I'll tell you soon, so how do you sleep or live with yourself? A broken soul trapped in the nasty shell. You're wanna die. You die. You can help it, you can try. It's a takedown! Sorry, I did try to stop this all quite careful. No, can't do it. No. So yeah, basically, any four hooligans who are trying to have a army up this week, then it's a takedown. I'll break you out of it. Gotta stop! Don't try it. Cause I've got the receipts from last year. I have the receipts from last year's tour to prove to me that doesn't matter there's other sporting events going on in the city at the same time. We can still pull out a crowd. And we're gonna do it. So yeah, so don't try. Do not try. Do not even try it. Don't try it. Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna that's gonna be quite a busy night for us, the trio, because obviously we've got our game against the Sirens before that, and then it'll be straight into Denver immediately afterwards. It'll be like Chicago. Hers we had our game in Chicago, and then we went over to Seattle and Boston, so it'll be like that again. It's all good. It's all good. All good. It's all good. At least it's not like last week we had a triple header. That was really rough. That was really rough, especially the next day we were trying to recuperate and then get straight to recording. Anyway, yeah. So next one is Denver Arena coming up this Sunday, January 25th. Golden Knights and Torrent. That's good. I don't think those two sides have met since that first game in Vancouver. So the Golden Knights have yet to go to Seattle. So that's really, really exciting. But yeah. So that's going to be really, really interesting. And I think they're moving for a treat. One of the newest rivalries in town. So that's going to be really good. Yeah, but I think also to say is thank you so much, DC. And next up, Denver.